So this is a really important area for us because I think it creates a level playing field within the ecosystem. And on that level playing field, competition can flourish. And from competition, we can get innovation that's good for businesses and it's also good for consumers. I think advertisers sometimes forget how influential they can be. And they can be influential on an individual basis, but also very, very collectively. So I think the call is to make sure that advertisers use their own influence in order to support the Charter. There's three things that we're really looking for from the industry. The first is fair access to data, the second is interoperability, and the third is limits on self-preferencing.
One of the areas that the WFA has been highly focused on is trying to produce cross-media measurement frameworks for local deployment, and the Charter focuses heavily on that. There's nothing more important than this, really. This is what enables advertisers to avoid wastage. It enables them to avoid excessive frequency of advertising exposure to audiences. That is the most important thing going on. If we over-frequency people, they switch off, and that's the end of our engagement there. The easiest thing is to join in on the efforts that are already underway, and there are lots of cross-media measurement. So at the WFA, we are running a program of work called HALO. That is an industry consortium which is producing open source technology code, which is then available for local deployment. And that's what's going on in the UK and the US under really exciting pilots being led by ISBA and ANA. They're taking that framework and they're deploying it in their markets to build a full production solution. We need advertisers to be out there advocating for it and continuing to champion it, telling everyone why they want those approaches to cross-media measurement to come to fruition. There's lots the wider industry can do. I mean, again, I might say support the existing initiatives that are in Notion. It makes a lot of sense for the broadcast industry and much of the remaining digital industry to join in on those existing programs of work, the HALO Global Program, the ANA and the ISBA local deployment programs. Everyone can join in. We don't seek to be exclusive here. We want to be inclusive so everyone can participate in that.
It's incredibly important that we as advertisers galvanise the industry to make it safer, more inclusive, of course for our brands, but ultimately for consumers, as this will allow our brands to continue to thrive in an environment that we know is right by both advertisers and the people who are consuming media. It very much starts with doing an audit of your media and looking at how you're investing today, understanding where that money is going and thinking about where you want it to go. This is something that we've done in Diageo, and we are really focused on how we invest progressively into sites and partners that are making sure that the internet is a safer and more inclusive environment. I encourage everyone in the industry to lean into initiatives like GARM and to identify where across your own ecosystem you could be doing more as we look to the next 5 years.
Well, I think it's pretty obvious that doing good for the planet is absolutely critical. And the attention hasn't been put on media and sustainability quite a lot, but we start to really know that media has an impact on carbon emissions, and now is the time to start addressing this. Well, there's a lot. We can start by testing, by learning, by seeing what works, what levers we can pull, and we've given a few examples, but mostly we can also start putting collectively pressure on publishers so that they also start tackling that issue. As an industry, I think the first priority we have is really to have a common language and a unified approach to measurement. Until we have that done, we will not make significant progress.
I think we're a people-first business. I think investing in our people needs to underpin everything we do. And I really feel that we've reached a tipping point in terms of how attractive our industry is for talents. We're losing talents, we're not recruiting the people we need in data, in analytics, in strategy. And so rethinking how we work with our partners, whether it's our agencies, whether it's our media partners, to re-promote, remarket our industry as something attractive is hugely important. I think there's a lot of different things. The one I care the most about, having worked in agencies for half of my career, is treating our partners well. It's the most simple table stakes aspect of it is ways of working, respecting work-life balance, making sure proper governance is in place, making sure we're really investing in our people. For me, that's table stakes. But it's so incredibly important. And a lot of us have sometimes lost our agency management skills within our companies, and we need to rebuild that. We want to build a media ecosystem that's diverse, that's inclusive, and I think we can really build rich careers that include people from a more diverse background through certifications, through building career paths that are super inclusive.